Dixie Doggers TV presents. We're fueled by Showtime dog food. If you want your stud dog, your kennel, or your business advertised at the beginning of this, just like you're hearing now, you can contact us at dixiedoggers01@gmail.com or call 205-388-2558. All right, everybody, we're back here at the Dog Pound for another episode of Dixie Doggers TV podcast. I got a guest here with me today. He's a big time coon hunter. He's not a hog dogger yet. I'm gonna get him to go with us something anyway. But this guy right here, I've known him since we opened the store up and got going good. He supported us. He does a lot of business with us, and he does something that not a lot of people are doing these days. Is he's taking kids hunting, and these aren't his children. He's doing basically like a lottery drawing of where you can say, okay, these kids here, especially kids who have never got the opportunity to hunt, or it's not because, saying that they can't go hunting. It's their parents work a lot, or some of them might be single households. It could be a multitude of things. And then it could be a kid that hunts all the time and he just wants to go hunting. This is Jeffery Mullins. He's got a YouTube deal going on. Got a channel.
Coon Hunting with Otter.
Coon Hunting with Otter.
Yeah.
He's got an old Walker dog.
Couple of Walker dogs. Yeah. Don't hold that against me.
Yeah,
but,
that's what you can say. You got what's that younger dog? Preacher.
I got Preacher.
He really shines.
I got him when he was 14 months and just kind of molded him into what I wanted him to be.
Now, was he already going good, or
no? He had never been.
I was going to say he hadn't been hunted or anything.
He had never been hunted. I bought him because I liked the looks of him.
Yeah,
and
he's a good-looking rascal.
I was wanting a young dog to get started.
Yeah,
and
somebody else was telling me that. That's why I asked you that.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was one of those situations where somebody had him and had already got him started or something. But I remember there was a guy, we were in here discussing something one day, and he was talking about Preacher, and he said, man, he's done a lot with that dog.
Yes.
And I was like, so what do you mean? Did he have, bad traits, whatever? He said, well, no, he wasn't doing nothing when Jeffrey got him.
I bought him off chain. A guy had bought him.
Is he out of good bloodlines, or has he got papered up? Yeah, he's all that, right?
He's out of real good bloodline. Some old stuff.
Yeah.
Goes back to Bone Collector. I know that's
big.
Everybody knows that name. That's the reason.
I was going to say, about anybody knows that one.
Yeah. And I would have to ask my wife. Like, she knows more about it just because.
Yeah.
On the YouTube stuff, when we started out, she was the one that would reply to everybody's comments.
That's right. So she does the research all the time.
Well, yeah, she would
pretty
reply
much, yeah.
as me, I guess.
Yeah.
And so she kind of would mess with me about, hey, I got the coon talk going now.
Yeah, she figured, well, you got to have some help with that. Nate does a lot of ours.
Oh yeah,
and I don't know how to talk to people like this. I can do
That's
this. Right. I have a hard time with just the everyday population, I guess you'd say.
Yep.
Like going out to eat in real busy place. I can't hardly do that when I got a guy sitting over here in the corner hollering all these cuss words. And I cuss too. I'm guilty of it. And then you're sitting there to eat with your family, little kids, older women and stuff around, any women. And this woman over here, she could be cussing like a sailor. That's fine. And that's her business. But because you want to be a jerk, I don't think everybody else should have to deal with that. And I have a history of saying something.
Oh, I do too.
Like one-on-one or talking to guys that hunt and stuff, because one way or the other, we're all alike. We got dogs in common.
We're all a family.
Exactly. We're supposed to be.
And like going out to eat, stuff like that, crowds.
Yeah.
I've never been a crowd person. I've done some fishing at the higher levels, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But I never liked going to a crowd the fishing deal, like I could go to a tournament where they was 200-300 boats. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Just it was
But you
crowded,
weren't elbow to elbow with them all the time.
I was more in my environment.
Exactly.
So I felt better. You know?
It's like going to tournaments and
that's right. And the
field
coon,
trials.
The coon hunting is kind of the same thing. You go to a big competition, and there's a lot of people there. I don't know. I don't mind those crowds. It's like you said. You go out to eat or something.
They're our kind of crowd.
They're our kind of crowd. You go out to eat, or I don't go to bars, but I'm
Walmart's
saying,
or some places it's just like, damn, I can't deal with these idiots, man.
Yeah.
But now, with the coon hunting and stuff, like you said, you got a background in fishing and stuff as well. We were discussing something right before we actually kicked this off. We were talking about literature, magazines, things like that. Ed Barnes has Tusker's magazine, and we just got the new one. And he's discussing stuff about that because there's a lot of guys that hunt and stuff. We know about what's happened with Full Cry here lately. And like you said, what was another one?
American Cooner is kind of
on the downhill.
Being done away with.
Well, yes. And we were talking about how important this stuff is to guys like us. My name said a bunch of times every day on social media. It does not mean near as much as even if somebody's bad-mouthing me. It's like, hey, they said my name in a book.
That's right.
And it just means a lot. So you were talking about when you first started with the coon hunting and stuff, you were looking at a magazine and who'd you say started? Who got you started?
So
give us a little back history on that story.
So my grandpa, he's actually not even my grandpa. He was my step-grandpa. And he hunted with a real good friend of mine now, like we hunt together. Brian Sparks is his name. He's known in the coon hunting world. He's the legend.
Yeah.
Him and David Haynes. But so my grandpa hunted for all these years, and I never did get to go with him. Like I had never been with him just because I was always too little. My brother was 6 years older than me, and he had a real son. My grandpa's real son was my brother's age, so they went with him a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, later on in life, I started coon hunting. He kind of, I guess, sparked interest on me, with me or whatever.
Yeah.
And he would let me take his dog. Probably one of the best dogs I'd ever been in the woods with. And, like we said earlier, you've got dogs, I've got dogs. People that's got a household dog, like they're your kids, they're your companion. Like to let somebody just take a dog,
that's a big step.
Yeah, so it meant a lot. But
a lot of trust. So
after I got in it, I got out of it for a long time, got back in it, and got Preacher, started doing good, and talking about the literature. So my grandpa actually brought the American Cooner magazine, where I had placed top 10 of the UKC Winter Classic, and so, that I've got that book.
Exactly.
That book will never leave my house or never leave my man cave or whatever. And it does. The literature, these books, whether you have them on a shelf, like I've got in my man cave, I've got a little slot, and I keep magazines, and it's just for, hey, if a kid comes up, anybody, like, they may not know anything about hunting, but they may look at that book.
Without a doubt.
Hey, it could spark an interest, with them. And
my family everybody hunted and fished, but it was a different deal. Like I ain't gonna say we had to do it to survive, but that's how we ate a lot, Yeah. We were in the middle.
Freezer was always had stuff in it.
We were in the middle of nowhere, Arkansas, and we had air of opportunities nonstop for wild game and fish. And my Uncle Leon, he was a mechanic, and he probably hunted the least out of everybody, that I know of us. And he moved to New Mexico, went on an elk hunt. He got to do all these things, and we didn't know anything about that. I was just a dumbass farm kid. Well, he had, Outdoor Life, Field and Stream, all these magazines. Yep. He kept all his old magazines, and he would give them to me. And then, like the Guns and Ammo and stuff like that, I would get all those old magazines, and he'd let me take them home. And, man, I cherished them things. I still have some of them. Yeah. And I would sit and I'd read them over and over, read the same one, because it might be 2 or 3 months, might be 6 months before I see him again. And then I'd get some new stuff, and we didn't have money to even get magazines, honestly. Right. But like you said, it kept me going, and I knew there were bigger things than where I was from. And so it's always been and burned in my brain,
That's right.
And so I think there's a huge importance to those.
Oh, most definitely.
And there's a lot of people now that, everything's at the end of your thumb.
It is.
At the end of your fingers. You can get whatever you want, wherever you want it.
And it's a good thing, and it's also a bad thing.
It is, without a doubt.
I tell everybody.
Want to turn that fan a little bit?
No.
Yeah?
I'm good.
Okay. I was saying we got another one in there too.
Lord, no, I'm good. I tell everybody the social media, even in the hunting world, so we all want our dogs to be perfect.
Yep.
Every night of the week, every time we take them hunting, but they're not.
They're not.
Like, they make mistakes. They're just like us. And so you get on social media, if you went hunting last night and had a crappy night, but then you go get on social media.
But you can make it what you want.
Yeah. Yeah, with good enough editing, yes.
There's a lot of them that do it.
Oh, well, then there is. But you get on it and you start looking at it, and everybody's like, oh, my dog did this, my dog done that. It can get you down.
Yep.
But at the same time, it can also bring you up.
Yep.
But you just got to know that it's real.
Yep. That's the thing. There's so much false information out there as well. And when you have something that's published through this, I'm not saying that it can't be false, but chances of it being false are far less.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know of many people that's been in a magazine that wasn't somebody.
Yeah.
So to say, I mean,
exactly.
they've put in the time, the effort. There's
a reason you're there.
Yes, exactly. And
on social media, you can just make it whatever you want.
Everybody's famous.
Yeah, you can make it however you want it. And there's a lot of guys I know that are very humble, and they should have their own books, their own stories.
Yeah.
And in a way they do have them, because guys like us, I still look up to them. I'm like, hey, these guys are these are serious dudes.
Yeah.
And then I have a bunch of younger guys, and there's guys all over that do the same thing I do, and they look up to what I do, and I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, God, look, I don't even know what the hell I'm doing half the time.
That's right.
And the guys I look up to, they tell me the same shit. They're like, I don't even know what we're doing. We're just working. They're dogs.
Yeah.
But we're not sitting on the couch talking about it. We're hunting.
That's right.
And so that's how you got Preacher where he's at now.
Yeah.
Going through that stuff.
I had a guy the other night while I was hunting a hunt in Coleman, and the guy's name is Kyle Calvert. He actually.
I know Kyle.
He has something to do in the club there, or
he's got that.
Like, his name's not on it.
He's got that crossbred dog, ain't it? Is that the same guy?
Yeah, well, it's a blue tick. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, blue tick Walker or something. Or
I don't know. What it is, but he
younger guy, kind of longer hair, blonde head.
Got the longer hair.
Tall, slim. He used to come down here all the time.
And real good guy. And every time I've been there, I've drawn out with him. Which is
seems like a good kid.
Most definitely. And he puts the work in there at that club. Every time I've been there, he's been doing his part. Yep. Really, really putting forth effort.
We were talking about doing an episode with him a while back. I think he did a podcast with somebody a few months ago, and which he comes in, but I'm busy doing other stuff as well. I haven't been here at the store as much, like we were talking about earlier. Hey, things happen. It's summertime. It's 150 degrees. Not everybody's crazy and hunting like we are, so business has slowed down some. We're still busy, but I got other obligations that I had to go do too. So I hadn't been able to get to see everybody as much.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I know Kyle. I know you're talking about.
So we was walking out of the hunt. I had like one preacher, anyways, and he said something just, saying, "Hey, preacher looked good." Like he's looked good every time. So, anyways, and I told him, I said, not being like a smart aleck about it or anything. I said, I appreciate it, but I have put in a lot of time.
He's supposed to do that.
Like a lot of time with this dog. I know if he whimpers, like why he whimpered or whatever.
So when preacher trees and he wins, you're not out there standing up with a banner, clapping your hands, saying, "Look at what my dog did." No. You're like, "Good dog. That's what you're supposed to do." Pet him up. Good job, buddy. Let's go to the next one.
That's right.
Progression. That's
I
not
look
the
for him to get better every time.
Exactly. That's not the pinnacle. There's too many people that when they win that one time, okay, the first one, yes, that's you reached a goal. But that's not the pinnacle. It's not the peak.
No.
The peak is when it's all done and over with, and you look back and you see what all you got.
Yeah, you got to have goals.
Yeah.
And when I got started back in this, like my wife, her dad would actually come get me, and that's how Preacher got his name. I think I've told you before. Yeah. He was my wife's father, who he's passed away, but he was a preacher. Later on, I married his daughter, and then got into coon hunting. Actually, right before we got married, got back into coon hunting, and so when all that happened, like something just hit me, and I told her 2 years ago. I was like, "Hey, I want to, no matter how good my dog is doing, I want to start taking kids hunting."
So how long have you been back in it?
I've been back in it about 2.5 years.
Okay,
now.
That's what just checked.
Yeah, about 2 years. Right at 2 years.
So you didn't. You're doing opportunities that you didn't really have.
Oh yeah.
Because like you said, you were always the youngest one or the smaller one. You didn't get to go.
Yeah. So a man come and got me that like didn't know me, and I kind of make a joke about it because, like, if your dog bays a hog in the middle of a swamp somewhere, hey, if you had a 12 to 15-year-old kid that would run out there and get it, no matter if it was your kid or somebody else's. I make jokes about it.
I experienced that about a year ago, I guess, something, maybe.
Yeah.
We put him on the cover of that magazine right there.
Yeah,
very first hunt, that kid, we were in the middle of a swamp.
Yeah.
11 years old. Old Micah. I'm telling you, boy, that's my partner right there. He goes out there every step with us, and when he comes back across the slough, we done the hog, we done all that. He's toting the hog's head stuff, like it's a good hog.
Yeah.
But it's not a big trophy, big tusk and all that. Cutters and stuff. That was the biggest hog in the world to him.
Oh, yeah.
He literally hits his hands and knees and he's throwing up.
Wow.
He's got so hot. He's laid on his back. Gets up and he goes again. I said, boys, look, there's hope for the world yet.
That's right.
There's hope. Yeah. Then he came up about an hour later on a Honda 500 Foreman in nothing but his underwear. He said, we're going to go get another one, boys. I was like, 11. Like you said, there's still kids like that. And that's why you do it.
Oh, yeah. And the kids or whatever, like, my wife's dad, maybe he just wanted somebody to go with him to talk to him, or maybe he wanted somebody to go get the dog. So, anyways, that kind of touched me, and it was like, if I could give just a little bit of that back, just a little bit, to where maybe it's a kid that, his mom and dad separated or divorced or whatever, because there's so many grandparents raising kids now.
Yes.
And the drug problems and all that. So,
they just don't have the opportunity.
When I started it, I didn't actually just start it. So I talked to several people about it.
Yeah, this was a plan.
It was a plan.
Yeah.
But I started talking to people about it. And I had a lot of people tell me, oh, man, that's a great idea. But you know, you got so many things, like people can sue you, people can do this.
Yeah.
You got to find the land. Like if there was a lot of ifs and a lot of, you know, just not really negative stuff, but didn't want to put forth effort. Maybe
it's laziness.
Laziness.
I'm sorry. It's the truth.
And so
a lot of it is.
And finally, I just said, you know what? The heck with this.
Piss on it. We're doing it.
I'm doing it. Like, if I don't do it now, if I don't start it now,
yep.
5 years from now, I'm going to wish, you know, I'm going to be like, well, man, if I'd have done that 5 years ago.
That's right.
You know,
it's a good thing.
So,
and you've got a big response.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The first time I done it, just on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, my nieces and stuff are signed up to go hunt with you. And hey, look here, you know, I'm the wrong one. And they don't want to go hunt with Uncle Joey. They're like, we're going to go hunt with Otter. I'm like,
and
it's great.
It had really not been a YouTube deal or any of that. It had just been like, hey, I want to change the kids.
Yep.
Today's kids. I'm tired of video games.
Yep.
I'm tired of drug problems. I'm tired of all that. Not saying I'm changing any of it.
Oh, you are.
I want to.
Regardless, you're changing something. Yeah. If it's one child at a time.
That's right.
That one kid could be the one that looks back, and while he say this kid's 18 years old now, he messes up, goes to jail. He has nobody there for him, and they're sitting around talking about their past. And he said, "Well, you know, one time I saw Book here in Coon Hunting, and then it sparks." He's thinking, "You know what?
I had fun.
Man, I need to get back to those." Those days and the simple things and leave all this crazy shit alone. There's always I'm telling you, stuff like that happens.
Oh, yeah.
And with you doing what you're doing, there's other guys. Like you said, you talk to other hunters. Hey, guys, what do you think about this? Oh, man, you can't. Hell about this, blah, blah, blah. And like you said, true enough, they're not really saying, no, you can't do it. But here's why we aren't doing
That's
it.
That's right. Yeah.
Carrie and Micah hunting last year sparked this thing with a good friend of mine, Eddie Horner. From that weekend, we carried that one youngin' and his dad, a few other guys in their hunting club. We was hunting their property. So a couple months later, we do a little retreat weekend. Now we've got half a dozen boys from 14 to 16 years old, maybe 17.
That's right.
And it was mostly guys that, you know, Eddie knew really close and their kids and stuff, which is, that's fine. Well, me, Boog, we carried his little boy, me and Nate. We went and stayed. Mr. Sean was kind enough to let us hunt on his property. Ed, they call him Ranger. He's got a plot hound named Pete. He,
I know. I think
he's got them dogs. He got some good dogs. Yeah. Well, he was down there, carried him on a squirrel hunt with dogs. I mean, we had a great time. Nate cooked squirrel and rice and gravy and stuff on the fire.
Yeah.
On tripod. Man, I'm talking about they knocked the bottom out of the pot. Coon hunted, squirrel hunted, fished, camped, watched ball game.
Something they can take with them forever.
And there was a few times they was all over there on their phones, carrying on, and hey, it happens. But at the same time, that age group there is very important. I feel like if we back up a little bit and hit that 10 to 13 age group, that's going to be the more important age group. That's just me.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these kids are already imprinted, and they're already at that back talking stage. I don't do this. I don't want to do shit. Blah blah blah. Yep. But you get the kids that really want to do it. Like I said, Micah's was 11 at the time. He was fired up. If I had half a dozen of them, man, I couldn't do it. Couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
And so that's the age group. So what kind of age groups are you dealing with these kids?
I'm kind of going from
just
like
whatever
4 years old to, or I think I might have said 6 to,
I think so. I thought you had one.
I think I went like 6 years to 16 or 15.
Yes.
That's what I said, you know. And I've had 1 12. I can't remember how many I've had come. I think I've had 4 or 5 youth hunts. Now, you talking about the little deal that y'all done. So to kick this year off, my plan is my wife and I, we have a tiny home, cabin style deal. I'm wanting to take and do a drawing and have like 3 girls, 3 boys, and then I've got some friends, Brandon Scott.
Yep. 06.
Clint. Yep. I think I said something to Clint Chase. Said something to Brian Sparks, David. Just several.
It's gonna start raining. It's gonna get loud in here, y'all. So, we're gonna keep rolling. I'm just letting y'all know if it does get loud, we might have to stop and pick up later or something. But we'll just keep rolling.
So, I'm gonna have a lot of people helping out on this deal, and they're gonna bring their kids also. So we're gonna do we could have a total of 15 kids, and just go out. You take 3 or 4 kids. I'll take 3 or 4 kids.
That's right.
And then when we get back from hunting, they're going to get to camp either in tents, like the girls can stay in. I'm going to have some wives help out, but they can. The girls can stay in the tiny house with of course, heat and air. If they want
that's
to.
right.
But I want them to have the whole experience of getting to come back and talk about it. Just everybody talk about it.
That's right.
Them kids say, hey, we had a blast, or no, hey, we didn't do any good. Because it's not about going and doing great every time.
No, you have the...
It's about going out and enjoying the outdoors, the woods.
All right, so we had to stop for just a second, y'all. It got to raining so they gum hard, but...
Couldn't hear.
Yeah.
Couldn't hear yourself think.
Yeah.
So,
So we were talking about, taking so many girls, so many boys on the hunt, and doing that, and then...
Yeah, talking,
giving them memories.
Letting them come back and camp, cook out like you was talking about. Yep. I don't have a big pot. I'm going to definitely get one. That way we can cook over a fire and do, do like a soup or something. But,
they're handy.
They can talk about the good and the bad. So
kids need to learn that there's not always...
It's not all winning. You gotta be able to congratulate the guy that is winning or whatever,
exactly.
And your time will come.
Yes.
I mean, it's going to come sooner or later, but...
There's been so many times, man, it's been so close.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it gets defeating, but
that's
the difference.
We call him the legend, David Haynes.
Yeah.
Like he's got a dog that we'll go hunting and he will just beat our brains out. Just fun hunting, you know. But then going to a competition, he's like, he told me the other night, he's like, well, he'll tree a coon, but I can't win, And then 3 months from now, he may get on a streak and win 7 or 8 of them in a row.
Yep.
So, it comes and goes, most of the time. But I want the kids to. I tell everybody, the first time I went hunting, I don't remember if I don't think we treated a coon. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I can tell you what vehicle I rode in.
That's
Just
right.
old, beat up truck. I can tell you the exact place I went hunting. The whole experience.
Exactly.
It wasn't just about treeing a coon. It was about getting out in the woods and going.
Without a doubt.
So that's something I want to give back,
Oh, yeah. Now, on these kind of things like this, now you're doing this all you're funding this yourself.
Yes. Started out funding it myself.
Yeah.
Still, I've not the chaps, the boots. So that was kind of the big thing that I was worried about.
Yeah, you ain't even got into that. You give these kids.
Yeah. So when we do a drawing on Facebook, social media, we take and the parents sign the kid up, and I try to just do it by the comments. I write their name down, and then we do the little spin wheel. When we find out who won, I get in touch with the parent, get their boot size, get their shirt size, stuff like that, and I order them a pair of boots. So I think it's Dirty South Outfitters or Dirty South Kennels. They got a deal on just some boots that they sell. They're most of them is just a rubber boot, and then they got like a snake chap.
But still, kids that don't
don't have anything.
Man, that's
yeah.
It's still. I mean, it's.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what my daughter's got.
Yeah, they're gonna outgrow them.
Yeah, they're gonna outgrow them.
You make a light. You've been building lights for them.
Yeah. Yep. So I order. I get like altogether. I figured it up as far as the price, and just say it's like $300 a month. And I was like, you know what? For $300 a month, I dip. I was like, hey, I'd cut back a little bit on that, or I don't have to drive the newest vehicle out there. I can afford $300 a month.
You're making
I blow $300 a month. So
you're making sacrifices for somebody else's kids, though.
Yeah. So I said, you know what, I'm doing it now. Like y'all definitely stepped up and helped out, and it's much appreciated.
Oh, we're going to do more than that. Like I said, we were more in line for the the cur dog, hog dog, and wide oaks.
That's right
for us, and we have so many people that coon hunt in our area, and not just just in general.
That's right.
And so now we don't have to, but because of the support that we get, we're going to make sure that we have these things on hand for you guys.
Oh, yeah. Well. And, like you just said, the squirrel, the cur dogs, not just squirrel hunting, but hog hunting and stuff.
Like, let's do some shirts just for those hunts. Instead of getting one that has my logo on it. Do that.
I'm good with
Coon Hunt with Otter shirt.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
That's what we'll do.
So we've got to work together. Like we've talked about this, and we are working together. Like me and you are working together. Is hey, I want to go hog hunting.
Yeah.
I was talking this morning to my buddies on a group text, and I was like, hey, I'm really interested in it. Like just watching videos.
It's different
on Facebook.
Exactly.
Heath
Calicott. Yep.
Yes. I'm friends with him. So
he's crazy. He's a good friend of ours.
And so he posted something. I was like, man, that just looks intense.
It does. And it's vice versa as well, because I'm going to show you something. A lot of these viewers can't see it. And some of you guys, I don't want y'all to see it, but there's our cur dogs coon hunting the other night. We went coon.
Yeah.
We carried some young pups. And we went up there around the cornfields. I know there's going to be coons there.
That's right.
And, of course, they didn't run a track a mile. They didn't go tree it, whatever. Found a coon, jumped one out to them, let them see what it's about, because they've never been introduced at all. They haven't had cage coons or none of that. So I was like, you know what? I can't just talk to coon hunters. I can't just be around them. I have to be part of it. To really fully understand what you need and how to work with this stuff, we got to be part of it. So now me and Nate, we've been coon hunting some.
And that's like me with a YouTube deal. So I've got a YouTube channel started, and like I did the youth hunts. It just kind of it's growing, I should say. So I can't be all about the competition guy.
That's right.
Or I can't just be a competition hunter. Like,
there's got to be openness to
I got to be open to people commenting. There's people all over the world that watch this stuff. And so
some agree.
Some disagree. Some get mad because you say coon.
We've had
some
haters.
Get mad. Yeah.
The other day, we never had haters, and then the other day we got some.
Yeah.
And so it's a fine line.
Exactly.
You got to watch what you do.
You got to watch what you say.
Yeah.
It's
ridiculous.
It is.
But like in these magazines, like we were talking about earlier, you could send those stories in and stuff, and really say what you need to say.
That's right.
Too.
Yeah.
So,
but on your part, with you running this store here, like you can't, like you was talking about, you can't be just about hog hunting or just about coon hunting. We've got to all we need to all realize that. Like, hey, you may not competition coon hunt.
That's right.
That don't mean that you don't have a good dog, that you don't go out and enjoy your time in the woods.
That's right.
You know what? Like,
because the best coon dog in the world right now is probably chained up.
Oh, it's chained up behind the old barn. Yeah,
and nobody's ever seen that dog. And then next week, the best one in the world will be chained up over there because it's never their dogs.
Yeah, that's right.
And I agree with that. On the competition stuff, I've learned so much. You know, talking with you.
Oh yeah, I have too.
I've talked with you and Brandon.
Yeah, Scott.
He sat down and he really helped me understand a lot. And I was like, so it's not about treeing a coon all the time.
No. It's
There's
not.
a whole lot more.
Now,
Justin Tankersley, he helped me understand a lot of it.
Yeah,
he was like, you can pencil whip somebody quicker than you can with a dog.
I don't competition hunt a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't. Like, I'm not saying that, hey, I've been in 10 hunts and I've won 5 of them, or I don't keep up with it. I go to meet people, to hunt new places, to be in the not to be in the group, but to be
in the now.
Yeah, like I go to see what's going on, and
it's like you remember driving in that old truck.
Yeah,
it's the whole picture.
Yeah, it's the whole picture, you know. And I've had people tell me, you know, oh, you don't want to go to the hunts unless you like know all the rules. Yeah, and that like you just said, you can go
win the hunt unless you know all the rules.
Yeah,
pretty much, you know. That's what I took from it.
You can hurt yourself by not knowing. I have been beat by not knowing the rules.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
several times.
But if you're going to the competition hunt, you're going to go to hunt as well. But you're going for the overall picture.
That's right.
We do the same thing with the bay pins. Like, we're all straight just woods hunters. I was like, man, my dogs ain't going to do this in a bay. Like, the first couple of times I went, it was a shit show. It was bad. And we had a ball. People were clapping, carrying on. They were like, look at these little crazy dogs, you know, because they're not the norm.
That's right.
But after so long of competing loose term, it was costing a lot of money. And I'm like, man, I didn't mind spending the money because I got to meet all these people, got to see all these dogs, got the full experience. But after 5 or 6 years of doing it, I was like, man, I'd like to actually and we won some by flukes. Most of the time it was because somebody else
made a mistake.
They had a bad day.
Yeah.
We didn't just outright win. I wanted to outright win. And so now we've done that some, and it's a whole different ball game.
Oh, yeah.
It really is. Yeah. But like you said, you don't have to go and be a competition hunter just to beat everybody in the win.
Well, excuse me. So after I'd been in it a year, after I've got the whole YouTube channel, taking the kids hunting, all that, they asked me to come on the state board, the Alabama State Coon Hunters Association, which is an amazing organization. And talking about the competition, so they do like shows, like where, you know, a lot of it's women that are showing the dogs. Kids do it. Men do it. Like, there's actually titles that you can win in UKC. PKC don't do it, but UKC does. That, hey, you can get a champion degree, or I don't know all the correct terms.
Just in the bench show, though.
But just in bench show. But I will say this: after getting on the board and going to the state hunt this year, I seen it as an opportunity for kids. Like, you know, my daughter's 7 years old now, but I thought she got up there. Preacher had never been on the platform or whatever, you know. So I told her, hey, we'll give him a bath. We brought him in the house, give him a bath, took him. My daughter, they done a little kids show. She got up there and it really kind of sparked, beside the hunting point, she was like, hey, I enjoy this.
It's another way to be involved.
It's another way to be involved. So I support that also. Like, I am all for, you know, that dog may not tree a coon.
Yeah, but I mean,
but it's a coonhound bloodline.
yeah,
It's got papers. It's registered.
because not every dog every time out of every litter is gonna make.
They're not all gonna make it. No,
And I'm not saying that you should. Like in our world, it's a little different. It's like, well, that dog ain't gonna do it. He's got to go. Got to go.
Yeah.
But it's, in that situation, it's like, like you said, this is another avenue, and I'm same way with you. I know a lot of people that just strictly bench.
Yeah, that's all they do.
They show their dogs.
Yep.
And those dogs will produce champion dogs that hunt, and they produce other bench champions as well.
It's in there.
So
it's in the bloodline.
It's in the bloodline.
But
not every dog, like I said, is a competition hunting dog.
No, they're not.
And I'm not even into all that.
Yeah.
Yet, I don't guess. It might be coming.
I just seen it. Like I was helping out on the field trial stuff.
Yep.
So the field trial, and I've not got a whole lot of video of that yet. I want to, and I'm going to try to get more and more of it as I go along. But
we're gonna have to go one night, get Nate to record on that big bad camera he's got, get some good pictures for you,
some good sound
quality and stuff. That's the hardest thing out in the woods, man. It's aggravating. We had the clip-on mics. We done that competition tournament hunt, the hogback, the ADH hog bass. It was the worst sound that we ever got. We bought brand new mics for that, and it was horrible.
Yeah,
everybody's like, "Man, it's a good video, but sound kind of sucks." Like, we know we lost both of them.
Really?
Thank God.
Well, the phone deal, I guess, like in the summertime, you've got the crickets, you've got all the bugs.
Yes. See, like with that system that we're running, that he's got right there, you can cut a lot of, and then his editing stuff, you can cut a lot of it out.
See, that'd be great. That would help out tremendously.
Yeah, he ain't got much to do at all. He don't do nothing hardly at all. So I'm figuring, he might need something else to do. Nate, you're hired on. Go ahead. Yeah, exactly. 120 hours ain't nothing.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, all the stuff with the kids, and that's all we've talked about, man. So I can tell you're passionate about it, tell you really love it. We want to help as much as we can. There's some guys that I know, like Donnie Yates.
Yep.
I mean, like me and him were talking. He's like, "Hey, let's do this raffle stuff. Hey, here you go, do that." And it was kind of disheartening in a way, because it's like, man, it didn't really fill up, but it's a bad time of the year.
It is.
So we'll do it again. We're going to do it again. But what really got me is the other guys. Some people already paid their spots, and they were like, "Hey, just give it to Jeff and let him do his thing." So and every dollar helps.
Most definitely.
But the thing, like, you've not asked anybody for anything, and that's what really gets me, because I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't go around, and I don't see it as begging and bumming at all, but it's like, I really don't ask people for nothing for free.
That's right.
But like with what you're doing with the kids and stuff, if there's other businesses or companies or anything like that out there listening, Jeffrey, he don't even know this, and I'm just doing it right now because like, if you got something that you want to showcase your product or something, or you want to get your name dropped a few times or whatever, it can happen. Holler at him. Let him know. And if you don't want nobody to know who you are, and you want to PayPal $10,
that's fine. Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
I got a guy right now. He sends $10 a month ever since we started this. $10. Never asked him for nothing. None of that. But I guarantee you, my phone went off yesterday. And the last couple of days of the month first, it's $10. But that's also been almost 2 years. At least, or something like that, close to it. Year and a half, at least.
Yeah.
And if you don't think that's ain't appreciated, you crazy as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Because like I said, but now there's a few other guys here and there. They'll, hey, guys, y'all doing great. Here, buy a cold beer.
Yeah.
So, and it makes you feel so good. But we're not even doing nothing close to what you're doing. So I think a bunch of, as many people as we can that's out there, if you're listening, like I said, if you got something that you could send, it could be boots, a light, collars, anything like that. We got a lot of stuff in the store that's brand new. But say your kids have outgrown a pair of waders.
Oh, yeah. I use them.
Yes.
I mean,
you can contact Jeffery Mullins or holler at me, and I'll get you in contact with Jeffrey either way. Or send them to us. Bring them right here by the store. We got a section over here we'll put just for Jeff. And for all the kids that he takes out, man, I'm telling y'all, he's doing a great thing. Yeah. Didn't know we was going to get into this. We was going to actually talk about, going to talk about coon hunting. Yeah. But this is the passion I see, man. You just, I know you do so much with it, and any help can make it grow.
Yeah. And I don't know if I've come off this way or whatever, but like, I don't want, this is not just about me. Like, you know, I want it to spark an interest, which I know you do it already as far as taking kids hunting. But I want every parent out there to get involved, like to take their kids hunting, take them fishing, get them in the outdoors. You know, we need more kids in the outdoors.
Without a doubt.
We need more at these hunts. We was just talking about this. Like, it's not all about the rules. It's not all about this. I kind of push this as, if you're a 16-year-old, 17-year-old, and you've got a dog, and like, you don't want to just show up and get your brains beat out.
Yep.
But find your local club. You know, we've got them all around the state.
Oh yeah.
They're all over the United States. But you can look it up. UKC's website, PKC's website. They're all time putting out hunts. They've got directions to them. Hey, show up. You know, just show up, and start. Somebody's gonna notice you, and notice that notice that you've got an interest in this sport, whether it be coon hunting, hog hunting, what it is. Don't matter.
People realize that.
People that want to get into hog hunting, a kid. Mm-hmm. Well, if they come down here, what are you gonna do? You're gonna talk.
They're gonna be 20 years ahead.
That's right.
Right off the bat.
That's right.
Got a young guy right now, and he's not even that young. He's not really that young, but he's got a lot of interest in it. He's got a dog. Let him get a dog from us, and I don't. Nobody gets dogs from us, very seldom. Had him, said, look, here's a young dog. He's already starting, but you got to do it. It wasn't. He's not a started dog, what I would call him. He'll hunt. He has found his own hogs, and he has baited his own hogs. But at the same time, he's not a hog dog at all. He just knows that's what he's after. So I've done the hardest part. Now you got to hunt him, feed him all the tracks you can. It's up to you.
Yeah.
And the reason that I sent that dog there is because you could tell he wanted to hunt so bad.
Oh yeah.
The guy wants to hunt, like I said, and people will take notice of that every time. Because I had that dog, and I planned on selling him, for, not a fortune, but to be adequate. And I was like, well, I'll take that, and I can buy something else and work this. I'd rather let somebody else get it.
Oh yeah.
And really put it out there. It don't matter what sport you're in. Like you said, if you're a younger person, just show up.
Just show up. Just show up, and somebody's gonna notice. They're the competition. The competition coon hunting world they're not all out to. It's not all out cutthroat people. Yeah.
There's good folks.
There's
everywhere.
There's good folks there. They're the clubs that are around here. Every time I go to a hunt, most time there's some younger kids there that come with somebody. They row with somebody.
Yeah.
And they'll ask, hey, do y'all mind if he tags along and walks with us? And hey, I love for them to tag along.
That's right. How else are they going to learn?
They got, yeah. You can read a book. You can read a book.
Well, like I said, I read all the magazines, and I learned a lot of stuff. But if I never went, then how did I really learn anything?
That's right. You got to go. You got to, time in the woods.
And there's a lot of guys, older than me, my age and older, and they are damn horrible to these young men and women. Mm-hmm. It pisses me off because it's like, you got a guy that's 25 years old, and he's never been in the hunting world, and he wants to start. First thing you do is beat him up. Yeah, that's not going to work, man. And they wonder why a lot of the youth doesn't come to us, because there's guys like us out here. It's like, look, man, don't listen to that. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's go. We're gonna hook you up.
Yeah.
And there's always those couple kids or younger people they're gonna be young. You're gonna have growing pains in anything.
Yep. They gonna go for a little while and then they're gonna stop.
Yeah.
I got.
They gonna go over on your spot when they wasn't supposed to.
Hey, I got one or two. I got one. I'm not gonna say his name.
That's young people, not young kids.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I got one. He's probably, he's 16 now, but started out, man, he was just hard in it, and then I think now every time he calls me to go hunting, it's like, hey, I need an excuse to get out at night.
Yeah.
And I'm good.
It's not the burning desire.
No. It's not. Yeah, exactly. But he knows what it's about. Like on down the road, it might, like you said, he might get in trouble one day, and on down the road, he might be like, you know what, that meant something. I need to get back into that.
Yeah.
So.
And the reason I even say that is because that happened to me. I was a teenager, done some stuff, and sitting in jail cell one day, and I was like, man, this ain't nowhere near as fun as hand grabbing flatheads. Ain't even close to rabbit hunting. Sorry, it ain't. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't there just a couple of days, but that's all it took. Yeah, it's like, okay, this ain't for me.
And I mean, like I said earlier in the deal, I got out of it for I think 17 or 18 years, something like that. Hey, bad choices in women.
That's right. I'm married.
Stupid mistakes, stuff like that. And
but you know my wife. Know her family, know her family.
Yeah.
So it's one of those deals where, like you said, I'm the same way. For years, I didn't really hunt that much. I fished a lot, but I didn't hunt near as much. But I mean, all right, let's get on the coon dog. Let's get on Preacher. Let's talk about him and what you've done, what you've accomplished with Preacher. Some of the good hunts. Give us some of the almost. Oh man, this sucks because we could have won. You got any of those?
Yeah. I've got the like PKC to make him a champion.
Mm-hmm.
Just the PKC champion. You got to win $500.
Okay.
So I should have been there. Like, I've not got in a lot of hunts, but I should have been there way before I was. And one of those hunts, I was went to Scottsboro, Alabama, and it was like a benefit hunt, $105 entry fee. Get in there, he does what he's supposed to do. I get beat. I got beat by the rules, though. And like after the hunt, I called my buddy, Brian Sparks, and was telling him that he's like, man, you should have argued. Like, you won the hunt, So I would have been there way before. But anyways, that's one of the deals. Like Winter Classic, finished 10th there.
I was going to say, you finished pretty good there.
Yeah,
How many entries was it?
I think it was like 700, a little over 700 entries.
Shit, that's pretty damn.
So
10th, yeah.
He really done good. Winter Classic. I had never been to a big hunt at all. Like, I'd been to $25 events, $105 events, stuff like that. Just the smaller 15 dogs. And then I went over.
You could hunt every week.
Yeah, you could go every week.
Yeah.
And which the Winter Classic, like, all you got to do is pay for it. You
don't have to.
You don't have to really qualify.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, you can pay for it and go over there.
So you could have a really good dog and be like, look, I don't really competition hunt, but I'm gonna go over and put it on.
Oh yeah, you can.
I got you.
So
I didn't know that.
I went over there and finished 10th, which was just a huge accomplishment. To me, that was like,
out of how many?
I think 700, 677, something like that.
That's a huge accomplishment. I think. Anyway.
Yeah, it was pretty big. And then the tournament champions, I went up there, didn't have the best of luck. Had a good time. Went to Kentucky. Met a guy, Justin Mitchell's his name. Hunted with his son, and or his son actually handled the dog, in the hunt. And so now we're like really good friends. Talk a good bit. And that's what it's about.
Yeah.
You know, like he watches all my YouTube stuff, always comments, you know. And,
Hell yeah.
And so that was really cool. But PKC, I kind of just got. So Preacher turned 3. I got him when he was 14 months. Started out, I just hunted kind of UKC stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I went that route. I can't really tell you why. Maybe the crowd, or maybe, well, one thing, it just worked out. The way I have my daughter every other week, it was like the hunts would just work out to where on the weekend that I didn't have my daughter, I could go to one of their hunts, where the PKC, there wasn't any around close.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I went that way.
I mean,
and now, so I kind of finished him out, so to say, as like Grand Night champion. They have numbers, and then they have a Hall of Fame.
How old is he now?
He just turned, he's 3.5. He's under 3.5 years old. So I started pushing him in PKC a little bit, and made him a champion. And I don't get to go to enough to, I don't know where I'm at after last night. I know I'm not in the top 16, nowhere near it, I don't think, but he's doing pretty good. He's doing real good. You know,
that's good.
If I went to more hunts,
you know, pushing more,
if I,
well, that goes hand in hand with about anything.
Yeah.
The more you go, the more opportunity, the more chances
that's
you
right.
have.
And again, though, like the competition, sometimes you can ruin a dog by only putting it in competitions. Yeah. You know,
which I mean,
just like you can
hunt his ass. He's a meat dog. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I hunt him 4 or 5 nights a week. You know, try to.
Yeah.
Now this heat that we've been having has been miserable, and I've not. Yeah. You know, I've slacked off to like 3 nights.
I think say 2 or 3 nights a week.
Yeah, and that's
what kind of that's a big topic we deal with a lot, because we hunt summertime.
Yeah.
That's mostly about the only time we can hunt. We got a little bit after deer season, a little bit before deer season. Yeah. But then you got turkey season shuts us down. So on the heat part, how do you deal with the heat? Do you do any certain things to deal with your dog? The dog food that you're feeding, I know it.
I'm feeding him Showtime. I've heard people say their dogs are overheating.
I've not. Mine has it.
I've not.
You know what that is, don't you? Their dogs aren't in shape.
Yeah.
They like to think they are. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but I've seen people's like, man, my dog's in shape. He can hunt all night long. But can he hunt all night long for a week? Yeah. That's the difference. When you have a dog and he's over here and he's like, man, my dog's running hot. Well, what it is now that he's got this good qualities in him, now he's pushing even harder. Don't matter how good a shape you're in, the harder you push, the hotter you get.
That's right.
But if you're at your peak performance shape physically, you're not going to run hot.
No.
Mine haven't. You said
it's kind of
yours haven't.
No. He's not. Now he's gotten hot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's going. It's 100 degrees.
Last night he was treed for, I think it was like, well, there was 13 minutes out of a 90-minute cast. There was 13 minutes when I got to him and scored his tree.
So he was treed.
So he was treed. He was treed probably 54 minutes, I think.
Sitting there hammering for an hour.
When we got to him, he was still barking, but
he's wore out.
It's funny that you asked. I keep a bottle of water, and everybody that goes hunting with me at my house, so I'm not saying I'm cheap, but like I grew up drinking water hose water.
Yeah, just fill them up.
Oh man, I fill these water bottles up, throw them in the freezer. You know, but everybody goes hunting with me.
That's what everybody. We just pull folks.
Yeah. So Preacher has always. I don't know if I started it. I guess I did, but I can hold that up and just let it run out, and he will drink it. Like he'll sit there and just drink out of the bottle.
Yeah.
So everybody that goes hunting with me knows that I refill these, and they're like, is that a new bottle, or is that one Preacher's?
Yeah, is that one of Preacher's bottles?
Yeah, is that one of Preacher's
He stuck his tongue in that damn bottle.
So, Yeah, I don't really know, but
you know, we've got a few little things that we do is mostly through their diet. Like we incorporated some peanut butter, just raw peanut butter.
Yeah.
Peanut butter is really good. You don't want to feed it to them all the time, constantly. It seems to really help a lot. Like you give them a big teaspoon.
Yeah.
A cup of peanut butter has 1,500 calories. The best dog food you got does not have 1,500 calories per cup.
So
you're giving them 3 cups of calorie for a snack. It helps.
Seth Burgett, he Bonnie, the blue dog, the blue tick. He just went to a big hunt. Like I forget what the entry fee was, but I mean,
I got to get him on here too.
Yeah, it was a high dollar entry fee, but
so he's very humble. He don't really brag a whole lot.
No, he don't. And he's good. He's good as gold.
Yeah.
But he texts, and I'm on a group text with him, and he's like, "Hey, y'all need to try this." Like Austin Gentry was telling him about it. Like, I don't know the name of it, but it's like some kind of additive that you can. I don't know. I think it's just like a powder. You sprinkle it on their food.
Really?
They say it's great.
Cool. And
you don't have to do it every day. I've not.
He was telling me something a couple of weeks ago.
I don't know the name of it.
Because he was looking at some stuff up here. We was talking about the dine.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what it is.
The dine's a liquid, and you squirt
it may be a liquid.
And it's really good. It's a good supplement. And we also have like Muscle Up.
But he said like, hey, she was laying around. I fed her this, put some of that on it.
Ready to go. But now you take that liquid B12 and put it in her water, and it'll look kind of like strawberry milk.
Okay.
You put just a little bit. Like if you put some in that water bottle, shook it up, preacher man. Yeah. And I mean, you're not doping your dog up or nothing. Yeah. It's recovery.
I've never,
and it does. I'm telling you, you will tell the difference.
I've never given, like, I just feed mine, give them fresh water.
Well, that right there in itself is a huge thing. Fresh water.
I've thought about my wife's mom's got a treadmill that's just in her shop.
That's right.
And like I asked about it.
We got a slap mill.
That's something that I've been thinking about doing is just
if you ever
especially
want to run him and try it.
Yeah.
We got a big slap mill, set up for dogs and all that stuff. I can bring you down here. You can bring him here, run him. Some dogs love it. We got one right now. The other day, how long did you put, what was it, Ginger Nate? Went out there, you don't even got to be out there. Just go get on it. He'll stay there.
Really?
And it was hot. Like, when I'm talking about we're running them, it's what, 2 in the afternoon, 3? Yeah, it's in the shade, but still. He was running
40 minutes every day.
40 minutes.
Well, after the first day, I was kind of with the gauge where it was at, running for an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, he ran an hour and 20 minutes in 95-degree heat before he really got.
He runs 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah. But now, like I said, some dogs love it.
Yeah.
And
that's something that I've been, thinking about doing.
Yeah.
I've not done it.
Gotcha.
I know David Haynes, he would put his like on the 4-wheeler, just leash it to the 4-wheeler.
Right. Let him ride and run with you.
And run for I think he said he ran one for like it'd be like 4 miles a day or something.
Yeah.
If he wasn't hunting her, he was running her.
Some people think that is crazy. They're like, man, you ran that dog 10 miles. I'm like, click on that Garmin to see how many miles they cover. Because, I mean, they'll cover several miles, and they're just hunting. They're not even tired.
Yep.
But when you got to have them, and they got to push as hard as they can, that's where these, like I said, these guys are like, man, I think that dog food made my dog run hot. No, that dog is not used to feeling that pumped up, that ready to go, and he overexerted himself until he gets to that peak performance level physically. Can't hang yet. Like, why would it make this dog run and not yours or not mine or not these? Reason is this dog's only hunted once a week.
This one's hunted 5 nights a week or 4 nights a week.
Exactly. If you hunt him 2 nights a week, it's a big difference because you're hunting twice as much.
That's right.
So it's a big difference on it. So but man, I'm really, really impressed with what you're doing with preaching from what I know. And I'm even more impressed on the stuff that you do for all the kids.
I appreciate it.
And I hope this ain't gonna be the only time you get on here with us.
No. We're gonna come back. I'm definitely going hog hunting with you.
Yes. We'll get Heath. We'll get Heath to go. That's something going climbing them caves.
I watched some of his videos.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
he's got good dogs. Heath is good people.
Yeah,
he's himself. Every time you meet him, that's Heath.
Yeah,
and that's what I like.
Oh yeah,
I don't like no some gun that just puts on this facade and all that.
That's
Look,
right.
be you, man.
That's it.
And but like I said, it's a little wild.
Yeah,
Good old boy.
Oh no, I'm ready.
He works hard. So, but yeah. Anything other than that you want to add to it for right now? Like I said, we'll do a couple more episodes when we get some, especially when we do some more on the kids.
Get some more youth hunts going, and
we'll keep that platform going and coincide with this one and yours.
And just
try to get yours built up as much as we can.
Y'all be on the lookout for. I'm gonna try to start it in probably September. Probably gonna try to start it back up in September, and I'm gonna probably take 6 kids. That'll probably be like a total of 12 to 15 kids. Is what I'm hoping for.
If we can help, let us know.
Okay. Yeah.
Because even if I'm not personally available, or Nate or somebody like that, I've got a lot of guys that help us.
Yeah, and I'm gonna need help. Yes. It's not just about.
And it don't have to be me sitting there saying, "Hey, we're gonna take this dog and take these kids out." I can stay back and cook or help camp, do whatever. It don't matter. Or if you need leashes, collars, anything like it, you already know that. Yeah. You already got that.
It's a family.
That's right.
It takes a family to do that. It's not just one person. It takes a lot of hard work and a lot of people to,
especially when you're doing that many.
Oh yeah,
at one time.
Yeah,
doing one at a time still a handful.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. It is. But I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be big.
All right. Well, that sounds good, man. Hey, folks, like I said, this been a good episode here for me to sit and get to talk with Jeffrey, because most of the time he's in and out the store. We get to talk a few minutes here and there. Yeah. He works. I work. It's one of them deals. Been trying to go coon hunting with him for a while, and I'm always busy, or I got to go do something else. We're going to make it happen. He's going to hog hunt with us, and we're going to get back with y'all as soon as we have some more info on these youth hunts that he's putting on. Y'all make sure that y'all check him out on YouTube, Coon Hunting with Otter.
Coon Hunting with Otter.
And like I said, he's got a YouTube channel, and they're doing a lot of good things. Good dogs, good people, good hunts. You can't beat it. So, Jeffrey, we appreciate you being on here with us. I appreciate all the listeners and viewers. If there's anything that we can do, if you want to talk to us about something, or you got any ideas or whatever, holler at us. If anybody out there, like I said, if y'all want to support it, y'all holler at Jeffery Mullins and see if we can make it grow bigger or better at least.
Yeah.
But you might not want it to get to where it's too big where you can't personally,
That's right.
take control of it. But definitely you can always make it better if each of these kids can get new boots and new hats and a light every hunt.
And if before I go, like if you've never been coon hunting, if you want to know a little bit about it or whatever, I mean, like we was talking about earlier, you got the internet. Hey, y'all go to the Alabama Coon Hunters State Association.
Yep, good deal.
And check. They've got a Facebook deal. Check it out. They do a lot with the youth also. Yep. And
I need to get a calendar of events or dates. That way we can plug it every time that we know something's coming up.
And they know, it's not just about coon hunting. It's about the show dogs, and so it's bigger than me.
That's right.
And they can. There's a group of us, so we can help out too.
Right on.
So if anybody out there is listening and want to know, y'all check that out also.
That's right. Like I said, there's a multitude of things to do, and a lot of times on like if you know any kids, young people or old people, invite them to go hunt. Invite them to go fishing or whatever. Just keep our tradition and heritage alive as long as we can, because it stops with us if we stop now.
That's it.
That's it. So y'all keep that in mind. Thanks to all the sponsors. Thanks to anybody who helps us. We love you. Appreciate y'all. Look forward to seeing y'all as soon as possible. Y'all have a good one. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.